coming back. This routine was made for a lovely woman, Sharon, who just came back to yoga. And when we started on her private session, I could tell that she really loved yoga. Her body was coming back into the poses that she knew. But it had been years, and she really needed a way to elicit that yogic oomph again. So I put together a routine to help her open the chest and the shoulders, the lower back, the calves, which are quite tight, the hamstrings, and also to isolate the core, which we all need. So join me. This is the routine that we created. So we started in forward bend with the feet just hip width apart, and you always want to have the feet parallel. So you fold forward from there, you let the head dangle, and you can hold on to the elbows in order to get a little bit more traction in the upper back so we can come into the shoulder blades. You let the head fall completely so that you feel this traction in through the back of the neck. And if it feels so good, just see if you can pull the core in more on the exhale, and see if you can feel the heels press down as well as the balls of the feet. So you're accessing all four corners of the feet. And as the head dangles, you've got that nice traction right through the back of the neck. And then you can turn a little side to side, come to the left. You'll feel the right hamstring or hip if that area is holding. And then over to the other side, coming over to the right, and you'll feel that left side let go or hold. And keep the streaming breath in and out through the nose. So do keep the breath constant. I'll have you do that more than breathe specifically, so that you can focus on the pose and on the ability to let go. It's easier to keep breathing steadily than think about it. I want you to feel more the pose. And then coming back to center, just check my cheat sheets here. And then we are coming with the hands forward. Plant the hands and draw the legs back into downward dog. Draw the bum bones back. Remember in downward dog, like 60% of the weight is going back. What I mean is, it's kind of like you're trying to send, to shine your anus up towards the moon, basically. So you're really trying to pull back, and you're letting the heels maybe drop. And if they're tight, please bend to one knee. Let's do that. Bend the right knee in, and press down through that left heel, so you're lengthening through the back of that left leg. The back is long, again, by drawing the tailbone back and the core up and in. And then switch legs. Press that right heel down. Bend the left knee in. Head dangles. Push the bum bones up, lengthening through the spine. And then return to the middle downward dog and let both heels fall if you can, or just let them land where they do. Perfectly great to have the knees bent. You're just really feeling for what the breathing gives you. And then we come up. Now you're going to come up onto the tiptoes and bring the bums super high as I check my notes. And then from there we will come into forward fold again. And you fold forward and let the head fall. Feel the fronts and backs of the feet as I check again. And then from there we're going to take the arms up overhead. Bring the palms up, open through the chest, and press the pinkies together. Shoulder blades are down, so make sure you release there. And then you can open the arms out to the side. So you're going to have like a really nice reach out from the shoulders. So you're not just kind of soft, but there's a real reach right out from the wrists. And then we're going to step over to your right. So we'll take the right leg back. I'm going to show you from here. The legs are a leg length of yours and a half apart. You're reaching the arms out. And then you can take the hands to the waist. Inhale, gaze up, open the chest and rib cage as the elbows come back. And then exhale and fold. Now, let's take the right hand down, right under the nose, push into the earth, and turn to the left. Pull up from the bum bone so you really lengthen through the backs of the legs. Breath. Keep reaching out from the crown of the head. And then you can switch, take that left hand down, push into the earth. Opening the chest, draw that right shoulder blade down the back, and again the chin is in. So you're reaching out from the top of the head. Legs are strong, you're pulling out from the core, pushing into the earth, and then you take that hand down. Now bend the knees slightly, look ahead, lifting the chin, bum pulls back, inhale, Exhale, take the hands to the waist, lift, breathe in. Keep the knees soft, just to pivot right from the low back. Take the arms out to the side, inhale. Exhale the hands behind. Send the wrists down and back. Look up, opening the chest and rib cage. And then you can exhale and fold forward and send the wrists over towards the head side of the body. So you're reaching the wrists out. It's perfectly fine if they're up high. The activation is letting the hands fall instead of trying to hammer them down. And that will allow whatever give is in the shoulder blades to occur. Mainly, you're pulling up through the legs and the core. And then you're hanging off the hip. And the hands reach out. And breath. And 2 more breaths, feeling the feet press down. And then you can lift. Come on all the way back up. Opening the chest. And now we're going to stretch in through the neck. So you can take the hands, they're still interlaced, I'll show you. The hands will come over to the left. The shoulder blade gets drawn down by doing so. And you might be familiar with the stretch, we've done it in other videos. And you're going to bring the ear down and you're going to stretch out to that side. So you really pull the scapula down. And you're breathing in and out through the nose. And then you draw back up to the center, and you take the hands over the other side. Breathing in, exhale, again the chin is staying dropped. And it's a beautiful fall day out there in Toronto. There's still a little bit of the oak leaves left. There's 3 oaks coming over the property. There's 2 Japanese maples, lilac, Norway spruce. So there's just lots and lots of oxygen out there. Oh, and I just saw wild canary land. And then you're drawing right back up. Let me just check my cheat sheet. So we've got our arms back. And then from there, we're going to do a side stretch. And we're going to let the neck drop down. So let's come back, but let's take the hands to the elbows this time. So you're grabbing and you're drawing the shoulder blades down. Now, if you're capable of doing reverse prayer, which is this position, you can take the pinkies together, fan out into the index and thumb fingers, and then press and do that, and that will draw the shoulders back. And then you're going to do like a side stretch. So again, you might have the hands to the elbows, and you're going to come right from the side ribs. So you're going to come out further than the neck and get a stretch right in through the side body. And the chin is dropped slightly. And then you breathe in, draw back up, come on over to the other side. And again, you're keeping the shoulders dropped as you get over. And the head does not come forward, keep it back so it's right in line with the neck. And breath. And then you're coming back. And now we're going to come right down to the floor. So from here, we'll take the hands right underneath the shoulders. And we're going to take the legs back. So we're going to take the hands right into even with the chest and the elbows pressing in. Now reach the feet out one at a time. So you're pressing the tops of the feet down, and that'll help to pull the tailbone down. The bum will contract, but try not to like squeeze the bum a lot. It's more press the baby toe side down, and that pulls the tailbone down. And then the elbows stay knitted in and glued to the ribs. Press up by sending the rib cage forward and the tops of the feet down. So you're really reaching forward with the rib cage. And again, it feels like you're pulling your hands back like this, but they're actually glued. That'll draw your shoulders down and open the chest, and keep pressing the feet down. And you're lifting. Maybe there's a little bit more. Make sure there's going to be some contraction in the lower back, but see that there's not like a grab, like something that's sudden, especially if anybody has any history of any disc issues. You would come up just a little. It's very good for the spine, as long as you have clearance, of course, from your physio or your doctor to do an extension. So the elbows come back. Nice time to tell you. You're going to come up just again, if you can, and breath. Press the baby toe sides down, and then you can lower. Okay, now, then take the hands right alongside the body. Moving the hands towards the feet, interlace the fingers. And then send the wrist back. You're gazing ahead. Press the tops of the feet down and draw the ribcage in. So your breathing is steady and you're moving the hands back towards the backs of the knees as you press the feet down. Breath, breath, shoulder blades down. Do keep the breath streaming in and out of the nose as you gaze ahead. And then we counter stretch. Breathe in, take the hands beside the chest. Exhale back. Come on to child's pose. Have the palms really reach out and release the forehead to the mat. And see how much you can get the arms out there. The knees can be apart or together. If you have them together, you'll get more pressure right into the gut. So right into ascending, descending colon. So just notice if you want to do that. And the arms are way out there. And then you can come on up. Okay, we're going to come down onto your back so that you have your knees bent. And from here, the next thing that was really needed for Sharon and all of us is core work. I can tell you that I do core work every day and it really helps my scoliosis. Yeah, it's a muscle group that once you have the strength there, it doesn't take as many repetitions or as much time. We started with the classic dead bug, which by the way was developed by one of our physicians in Ontario, Canada. So we have the knees directly above the hips. The ankles don't have to be high, so they don't have to be like this or anything. They're just parallel to the floor. And you have the arms alongside the body. Now, I just want to see, we were really working on making sure the knees stayed over the hip. So we're not doing this, grabbing and pulling in a little bit further past the hip. So you want to keep right at the hip joint. And then slowly, really micro moves with the shoulders relaxed. Take the foot down and keep the same bend in the knee and then come back up so the knee ends up right over the hip. And then you take the right leg down, shoulders relaxed. Keep the core pressed in. So you are flattening the low back. Flattening the low back. If that hurts the low back, it could. It could if there's some problem there. Then you can do this. I'm just going to get my arms out of the way. If it hurts the low back, to press down like this, to do a pelvic tilt, then do an arc and come down just to the point where you can keep the compression of the core in, this panel pulled in. And that feels like a half a giggle. So it's a and then you know the core is in. And again, you would just come halfway down in order to keep the core in. Because you want to feel that control of the front panel coming in, pulling in like a Pillsbury dough poke. And that keeps the whole spine stabilized from the front. So you're coming down, and again, you can either touch or come halfway down. Keep the breathing steady in and out through the nose. Keep relaxing the shoulders back. Keeping the breath steady. Up and down. And then you would draw the knees in to the chest and do like a really good press of the low back down into the mat. And you can take the knees really wide. And then from there, come on right into happy baby. Bend the heels up to the ceiling. Hold on to the low legs or potentially the feet. And it really helps if you're short. And then your knees are bending to the outside. Tip to your left to press into that area of the sacrum. Shoulders relaxed. And then tip to your right. Again, the knees really press down. If you need to hold on behind the knees or the calves, please do. Especially the long-legged, you'll usually need to get closer to the knees. And then you can let the heels drop, releasing all the way down to the ground. I'm just going to check and make sure I covered everything we did. So the next is to take the feet just hip-width apart, moving the heels in tight to the body, but they're still apart, and knees apart. Knees and feet apart. Move the hands to the ankles if you can, and you press the shoulder blades under. pressing into all four corners of the feet. You scoop the tailbone out and away, and you're gazing to the ceiling, and the backs of the arms press into the earth. And I always like to wriggle under, so I make sure the shoulder blades go under and the neck is free. The gaze is to the ceiling. That's referred to in yoga as the drishti. The drishti is the focal point that's always beyond the tip of the nose. So you always know it's just beyond the tip of the nose. And the shoulders are back, and you keep tipping the tailbone out and up. And then come down from the upper back first, letting the tailbone be the last to come down. You might even draw the shoulders out, so you widen the upper back as you come down. And then we'll do that one more time. Press into the feet, scoop the tailbone away. This feels so good through the back. And again, you can press the backs of the arms down. Continue to press into all four corners of the feet as you breathe. Long through the spine, upper body truly relaxed, so shoulders letting go. Gap underneath the neck because the gaze is to the ceiling. And breath. And then keeping the tailbone reaching out, lower from the upper back, start to come down. Keep the tailbone tipping out as you lower down. Release all the way down. And then take the shoulders wide. Now we'll draw the knees in. We'll cross the left ankle over the right. And then we'll lift up and either hold on to the low legs coming around on the outside. Or if you can grab the feet, again I'm short, and then I'm holding and I'm crossing the ankles over and bending the elbows to the outside. The chin tucks just to draw your body together more. And the elbows bend to the outside to come into the sacral area. Breath. And then you can switch. Take the right ankle. We're still up. If it's too much in the neck, do this. Just bring the head back. It's just that you'll get a little bit more through your low back if you can tuck the chin and round for a moment. Letting the elbows bend to the outside. And really drawing the ankles in. And breath. And then you can release and let the legs down. Good. Letting the upper body go. And you finish your practice with Shavasana. So remember to never skip Shavasana, even if it's for 60 seconds. Just so that you give the whole nervous system a chance to slow down before you go into your world and your day. And the arms are out to the side or alongside the body. The palms are up to the ceiling, and the fingers just naturally curl. Do any little wriggling you need to do to get more in contact with the earth. I always like to press the shoulder blades under, wriggle the bum a bit to make sure the butt cheeks let go. And then completely soften into the ground. And where's my remote? There it is. And completely let go and feel really, really self-righteous.